All right, all right. We're live. We'll wait if anyone wants to come in, or we'll start with the charts. Okay. As the description, this is the USDT chart on a high time frame on weekly candles. And we're going to discuss whether this asset is trending down or up. For people that don't know what USDT dominance is the percentage of how much the capitalization of USDT represents in the total crypto market. So you can see it as an inverse correlation to Bitcoin dominance, or an inverse correlation to whether being risk on or risk off to Bitcoin. So putting it simple, if this asset is trending up, so you can see here, it means that the crypto market is possibly correcting and people are fleeing and leaving their altcoins or Bitcoin bags into Tether. So you can see there's quite an uptrend here these 2 years. So this whole period represented people leaving altcoins and Bitcoin and taking shelter in USDT. So yeah, this chart has had an immense rally, topping in June 2022 around almost 10%, 9.50%, and then back tested that top in November 2022 with the FTX implosion or explosion. And then it continued ranging between 5 up to 8 to 9% for almost a whole year until October 2023, where on this complacency shoulder it began its downtrend, which has been occurring for almost 6 months now, around that. So we want to take a look at this chart and guess if we're either downtrending or uptrending. Okay, so as you can see, this chart had an immense uptrend rally from January 2018 all the way until October 2023, basically. I saw this trend line on crypto Twitter and around Discords about being a meme and having support here again. Now, I think that's not the most appropriate way to look at it because it's such a high time frame chart, having weekly candles all the way to 6 years ago. I think you have to look at that log scale. No, it's not it. Yeah. I saw Max from the BB account do it this way and it made sense to me. So if you look, I think it was from here. Yeah, something like that, I think. So this trend line would have been broken by now, given the high time frame nature of it. So I don't think this is actually support the trend line that everyone's been drawing. I actually think we're in a pretty interesting level because of basically this strong resistance at the 4.91% level here. So you can see it was tested once, twice, 3 and 4 times. All of them having significant drawdowns before breaking out on the bear market of 2022. So I'm guessing this could be repeated here as well. It also gave a lot of wicks on the candles, which is happening right now too. So until we don't see a clear breakout of this area, I'm leaning towards bearishness on this asset. Plus, you have Tether, which is the company backing USDT, printing billions of USDT each week or almost each week, which could be considered as quantitative easing on the crypto market. So yeah, I think this whole region is a strong resistance, which gave place to the 2020-2021 run, to the complacency shoulder of November 2021, and to the retracement that we had on the March 2022 drop. So I'm expecting this area to be quite a strong resistance now. That's one point I'm thinking about. So until we don't see that reclaim, I'm leaning towards bearishness. Okay, so that's an horizontal support that I think is quite strong. It's also important to have in mind that all of these drops that we had on the previous bull run were around 40 to 50%, which is almost the same that we had already had, around 50%. So top could be in for the crypto market, and this could be the local bottom for USDT and have something like this, and then we're cooked. But I'm leaning towards bearishness, and I'm gonna tell you another insight of why, besides having this strong resistance above us, and that is the P cycle bottom indicator. I don't know if you're familiar with the P cycle indicators that were created in 2019. They were back tested, and they're for the previous cycle, and it was able to predict the 2021 April cycle within like 1 or 2 days. It's a combination of two EMAs, and when they cross, they flash the signal. That's the top cycle. There's also a bottom cycle, which almost caught the bottom for this bear market, with the exception of the FTX explosion. And I'm talking about this indicator because it's quite useful for Bitcoin and was made for Bitcoin, but you can also use it for other assets. For example, you can use it for USDT here, as we can see. This indicator, since the formation on this chart has always represented support, being the red EMA or green EMA, both of them have been support, and now for the first time it has been lost. We have consecutive weekly candle closes below the green EMA, and it coincides with that 4.95% region that we were talking about, which is quite a strong resistance. Yeah, it's better drawn that way. So I'm hoping that it'll be confirmed as resistance, and we'll just continue to trend lower and eventually see the bottom of the channel at around 2.73%, where we could see the top for this cycle. I'm not sure if they'll cross, because that has never happened, but I'm guessing they could continue somewhat like this. I have a USDT, the dominance, just fall beneath it, maybe retest red EMA, and then ultimately top down here. But all that is a lot of speculation, so we'll just have to wait. Another interesting fact about this setup, it's given on the Bollinger Bands. So you can see the EMA of the mid-range of the Bollinger Bands is also acting as resistance, like the opposite of here. When you have a strong uptrend, usually backtested, and they work as a support. Right now, they could be working for resistance, so that's useful. And lastly, I want to throw some fib retracement levels for this asset from the bottom of 2021 up to the top of 2022. There's a funny coincidence here at the 0.618 level, which is the same, basically the same level as the 4.84%, which is our strong resistance. And I want to point out that usually when you have a retracement of a downtrend, you would expect a bounce or a reaction at this 0.618 level. The same that happened with Bitcoin running towards 48K. Everyone was expecting it to be rejected or to confirm a local top, which it didn't because of the 0.618 level, which occurred in the bear rally of 2019, and it's pretty usual for strong uptrends to have a reaction of the 0.618 fib level. So here it didn't, clearly blasted through, almost came to the 786, but now it could be confirming it as resistance. So no denying in that USDT dominance on a fib retracement, Fibonacci retracement perspective is on a golden zone between the 0.618 and the 786, approaching the deep value areas between the 786 and the full retracement. But I'm leaning towards an almost full retracement of this move, given all the characteristics we've been talking about in the past few minutes. So yeah, I'm bearish on this asset. You also have the increasing volume on the whole downtrend. You have a lot of buying volume on the bottom, though. That's not a good signal, but that's not a sole indicator per se. That's not going to call it the top or the bottom for you. So we have 2 people watching. If we can have some reactions in the chat, if you want to look at something else you might want to take a look at. But those are my thoughts with USDT dominance. If we could draw what we could see from here, maybe deviation. That will give us a top within this year, almost in Q4. This will be insane. It will mean that Bitcoin is gonna chat all the way up to 100K without giving anyone the possibility for entering or having a lower entry than below 60K. Yeah, So the same as that we had here. We could be having another one here, which is the one I'm hoping for. We'll see what happens. The whole invalidation of this thesis would be you always want to have an invalidation of your setup or your thoughts. Will be a reclaim of this area, having price do some sort of if we do something like that, then yeah, it's cooked, and it perfectly could because or higher low is almost at a between 6.5% and 6.1%. So you could put a lower high around here, and the price will be still on a bear trend. This would mean though that Bitcoin would get all obliterated down to 40K or so, and alts will get a massive reset. All the meme coins would go to double digit or single digit million market cap levels, and the bear market sentiment will be strong. So I'm always keeping an eye on that possibility. But as I just said, I don't see it happening. What else? Since I have two folks checking it out, I'm gonna take a look at BTC also. What I'm seeing there. Okay, let's go to daily. What I like here is that we finally did a market structure break, having a higher low. I mean a higher high regarding this high here. It's more visible on the 4-hour, but yeah, we were able to challenge that high and actually made a higher high today at 67K, which is always a good signal. I'm wishing for a stronger high because you can count it almost as the same high still. But since the forced liquidation of the war and then the back test that we had on the other news of the war with Iran, we haven't had any significant drops, which I think is good. I think it's quite good, especially having the chance to put a higher high regarding this high and not even falling down below once. Because if you look at the MACD indicator, we had everything for a strong retracement and we didn't have it. Why? Because we had a hidden bearish divergence here. It was quite strong. A hidden bearish divergence is when you have a stronger momentum on the histogram and you have a lower level on the price. So we had this high, and we had this high, which were this one and this one. This is a hidden bearish divergence. This one should play to the downside. If you have these levels, if you have this setup on a bear trend, this one is for taking a short setup or to leaving any spot backs that you have behind. So I'm glad that this didn't play out because usually bear setups or bearish setups don't play that well on bull trends. So I like that a lot. That's 1 point on the 4-hour. And on BTC USD on the daily, I don't have that much alpha besides these two levels, 69K and basically 65K, which corresponds to the all-time highs, the two all-time highs in the previous cycle in 2021. when I think any day above 65K is a good day, a really good day. And any day above 69K is really promising. So you can see these are the two levels I'm talking about. We didn't get to spend that much time above here on the previous cycle. So the fact that we're consolidating or having price action between these two levels on this cycle gives me a lot of optimism. And one little alpha that I want to show you is not on BTUSD pair, but it's on BTC against the SPX. This is a Bitcoin against the SPX. What I like a lot of this chart is this false bearish breakdown. Why? Because when you have a bullish pennant, like the one that we have here, you have two options. I mean, you have a lot of options. But if you want bullish continuation, you have two options. So you have this with price, coils, and then it breaks out. You make a higher high, and then usually around here, you don't actually know what's going to happen around here. Usually you have like a back test or some shenanigans, and then maybe you pump or you dump. That's what usually happens when you have like the clear setup of the bullish pennant breakout. But when you have a setup like this one on the BTUSD SPX, where you have a failed bearish breakdown, and then you break down, then you go up, usually this setup is way more bullish than this one. I can give you a couple of examples that or on where it's happened. So I'm liking a lot the fact that we have this setup here on the BTC SPX pair. If you want an invalidation of this setup, you have to be taken out of the range again. This will be really bad. If we have something like this, this will be really bad because you have 1, 2, and 3 picks, which is classic distribution. It's the same of if you have it on the other, if you have it upside down or inverted, you have classic accumulation when you have 3 higher lows and you have 3 higher peaks. This will be really bad. It's not in itself a signal to leave the market or exit all the markets, but I will be really cautious if we have 3 picks in the USD pair or the SPX pair. But I'm optimistic. I think we have confluence between the USDT dominance chart, this chart here. I'm expecting maybe you can do something like this, and then we're gonna blast through and make our way into all-time highs. That's what I'm actually expecting. I'll give you an example on where it has happened before. Right here. So this is Sol BTC 2021. You have bullish pennant, 1, 2, 3, 4 touches, then deviation or failed bearish breakdown. Maybe we're doing something like this on the SPX, just having a little bit of a turbulence before, and then just newt upwards. We just blasted through every level and just went into all-time highs. Another example, it would be the Nasdaq last year. Has some similar pattern right here. Bullish pennant, failed bearish breakdown, reclaim, and just this one just got tapped. Like it didn't even care. You can see it run into all-time highs. This one is on a really similar spot than the BTC SPX, and I like it. It's just right below all-time highs. It's right here. You can see here. Yeah. So these are the all-time highs for BTC, SPX, and we are consolidating here. So if we did the same move here, let's have some fun. Okay, so let's see. Let's see what happens here. We get the same move. And I think Bitcoin could run higher because Nasdaq has a way higher market cap than BTC, so it's harder to move. BTC is a smaller asset. Wow, it's getting a little funky. Okay, let's see. We can pull it off. Yeah, here we go. Also apologizes for the bad quality of the stream. It's only 720p. I'll be getting a new webcam. Oh, what's good, Edward? Thanks for tuning in. Any chance, since we're expecting it, won't happen yet? What do you mean we're expecting it? The USDT breakdown or the SPX, the all-time high? Yeah. I think if we run this playbook, this one right here, it will take us to all-time high, for sure. Both on the USD pair and the SPX pair. Huh. Draws quite similar, actually. So yeah, something like that. This will be all-time highs against the SPX and definitely against the USD pair. Definitely, because I don't see this scenario playing to the downside, like SPX falling and BTC falling, but having a less of a drawdown. No way. This is on a bullish scenario. So if this plays out, which actually fits pretty well, if you ask me. I haven't. This is the first time that I do this fractal, but it looks quite similar. So if BTC continue this playbook, we're gonna see all-time highs in the summer, basically. That's what this is saying. Regarding the war, I'm not an expert on that scenario or that whole theme or news. I just look at the charts, but I've been following the news quite closely the past week, and I think if Israel doesn't do any other attacks on Iran, it should be done. I think Iran said that if Israel doesn't attack them anymore, then everything it will be concluded. Obviously, well, I don't know. Those narratives, they could obviously they could nuke all the risk markets. They could nuke SPX, Nasdaq, and BTC. I'm not gonna act like the war is not gonna affect us. But if it doesn't escalate and it doesn't become like a World War III type scenario, I think the market could just keep doing its thing. If you remember the whole Israel war with Hamas, I know it's not the same, but it was a lot of tension. was back in September 2023, and then Bitcoin just shot it up on October. It began its run and its bull market basically on October. Started running from 30K in October 12 or something like that. So I'm not too concerned on the war, to being honest, right now. If conditions change and I don't know, Russia starts getting involved and China starts getting involved and it escalates, it's a whole different scenario. But I think BTC could still do its thing if there even if there are new attacks, if they don't escalate into bringing in new countries into a picture or things like that. That's what I think regarding the war. And we have another one, another setup that looks like this that I'll show you, which is Pepe. Let's see if we can do the fractal here. Huh. No, and I'm not able to paste the fractal. Maybe I can do the Sol BTC one. That's the one. Okay. How insane would be if we get this for Pepe? Anything's possible. Yeah, it's not as similar, being honest. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look as similar. I think it looks more similar to the Nasdaq one, but you get the picture. You have a bullish pennant here where we failed breaking down to the downside, reclaimed it, and then probably send it into new highs. I think Pepe has a lot of relative strength in the market, and probably meme coins will continue outperforming. I have some meme coin bags and I have some utility bags as well. But yeah, if BTC doesn't rock and it plays out the BTC SPX playbook, new all-time highs on Pepe soon, really soon. It also had a Coinbase perps listing today. So yeah. Yeah. And on Solana's looking quite good as well. It doesn't look as good as Pepe. Gonna chart Pepe USDT against Sol. And just look. Really good. We completely broke market structure. It was quite a downtrend for Pepe against Sol. If you could chart it this way or something like that. Broke out, back tested, made new highs. We have the complexity shoulder here. I think it's gonna come test this for sure. And it would mean all-time highs for Pepe. Okay, Edward, I appreciate you tuning in. That will be it for me. I don't know if you want to look at something else. I can take a look at it. Otherwise, I'm going to start closing down the stream. Appreciate you tuning in. Mina, yeah, let's take a look at Mina. Why not? I don't think I have a chart for it, but you can always look at new charts. Okay. Coinbase should have enough data. Okay. Let's see. I want to see some. All right. Let me see something here. It's more like an horizontal line. So this was, yeah, I think this one's strong level here, reaction. The 0.550, the inflection point on from June 13, 2022. You had a breakdown here. We had two breakdowns basically, and then reclaimed it. Okay, so on Mina, it looks basically a lot like a lot of altcoins after the carnage, after the war. But what I don't specifically like about Mina here is that we made a lower low here regarding this low. It's not that visible here, but if you had to guess, this could have been a good area for support here. And we made a lower low here regarding this wick here. So it doesn't look that bad or anything special. It just I think there's better assets out there that could be performing better. Because if we look at Sol USDT against Mina USDT, so yeah, this is Sol against Mina. You could argue that it could be topping out here, but it could perfectly do something like this and just keep chatting up. Could be locally topped, but not necessarily top at all. What about Mina BTC? Trying to look if I can find an edge. Okay. All right. You could have something here. Okay, so downsloping channel. This could be a deviation here. I'm gonna draw it better. No. Yeah, like that. So that could be a deviation. It's downtrending against BTC, as you can see, but usually downsloping channels tend to break out to the upside. You have some price action here, but eventually they will break out most of the times. So you'll be trying to look out for the breakout on Mina against BTC, because clearly this is a strong setup that has been playing out. You have a deviation here to the upside, but besides that, it's been clearly staying within range. Deviation bro on here. So what's next? you're trying to you can see the mid-range. It also works as a resistance or support sometimes. Was resistance here, and now tried maybe finding a support here where we had a breakdown on that altcoin nuke that we had because of the war, but now it's reclaiming it. Let's see some, maybe I have no edge on the oscillators. No edge at all. But if this candle can print green for this week, it could start slowing down on the negative momentum on the MACD histogram. So you could have a rollover here. And maybe have a small rollover there and then send it. I don't know, that's a lot of time. But yeah, I would say it looks like a lot of altcoins, and it's on a downtrend against BTC as a lot of altcoins as well. Oh, I'm sorry, I haven't been looking at the comments. I have to be switching screens. Feel the week sometime. We funded from DCs. Yeah, all the BC coins have been getting dumped on. I think the alpha here, it's on the BTC pair. Okay. I don't have much of an edge on the Mina Sol chart or the Mina USD chart. I think the most edge that I have is against BTC, which because I found this channel basically. So if you're a Mina holder, if you could have something like this, just reclaim this level and make the mid range a support, you could be seeing the top of the channel as the next target. Wow, almost like 100% valuation against BTC on Mina. If you could confirm this being the bottom, which I'm not sure, because it's also we made a lower low against BTC, which is a continue of the downtrend. If you have a strong downtrend, I'm gonna draw it to make it more visual. If you have a strong downtrend, what you want to be paying attention to is to the lower lows. If you're making lower lows, it means that the trend is still strong. You're not gonna be too worried if you make, for example, a higher high. It's not as important. For example, if you make this, if you do this, and then do that, it's not like the downtrend is over because you still made a lower low than the previous one. So this is more important than this on a downtrend, and it's the same thing on the opposite side of things. If you're on a strong uptrend, you want to be looking at the higher highs. So Mina had a lower low against BTC, so that's a clear indicator of downtrend strength, which doesn't mean that it could be bottom here. If BTCD starts rolling down, you could for sure see it run against BTC and clear out this downsloping channel. So yeah. No problem, man. I'm glad you tuned in. If you like, if you like the stream, please follow and like and everything. You can follow me on Twitter too. I'll be doing this ones regularly. I'm just starting, so I appreciate you tuning in. You're a G, and I'll see you in tech. May you be blessed on your trades. Bye, Edward.